And then what should men do differently when it comes to dating in a Me Too world? A relationship expert, Dain Heer, is back with tips coming up.
The Me Too movement is empowering women, but also confusing some men.
How can single guys be sure they're acting like gentlemen? Relationship expert Dain Heer is back with some dating tips. A lot of confusion in our current Me Too society around the roles that men should be playing.
And when it comes to dating and relationships, should you be strong and supportive, or a snag, which I didn't know what this meant, sensitive new age guy? Our next guest says you should be who you are and stop playing roles. We want to welcome back relationship expert and international speaker Dain Heer back on the show. Good to see you, Dain.
Great to be back, guys.
So what do you think about, what's going on? There's the Me Too movement, and then there's also, with some men going, I don't know how to handle this new.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly it, which is why I want to have a different conversation so what I'm talking about is something called the return of the gentleman, and a gentleman, from my point of view, is somebody who can be strong and kind and caring and desire sex, and at the same time be willing to have a woman's back and fight for women's rights. We've got this idea that we can either be the sexual predators that we're hearing about, or the snag, the sensitive new age guy who is more emotional than the person that we're with. But it's not true, but we don't have any role models showing us that. So I'd like to start a different conversation so men can start to have a sense that they're not wrong for being men, and so they can actually be the gift to women and everyone else that they are.
Let me ask you about two of them right off the bat. Be yourself and like yourself.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big one. I mean, how many times do you meet somebody in there, and we live in LA where this never happens, but maybe someplace else like Cleveland where people pretend to be something that they're not. You know what I mean? And this is where, if we look at this and realize, what I've noticed is when you actually talk about what's true for you, you are different to the people around you. They're like, wow, there's something authentic about you. And what I see occurring around the world right now is people actually want to be around people who are authentic, who are actually them. And liking yourself goes a long way, because rather than when you're sitting across from somebody, like in a dating situation, for example, sitting there judging you, judging your clothes, judging all of this, instead you're like, hi, I'm here, and I'm here to be here with you. And so when you're not in that state of judgment and you're actually liking yourself, you're more present with the person that you're with.
You also give a tip, which is dress to impress.
Yes.
Do we, you in the suit here with the vest and the pocket square?
Well, this works for me, and I figured I'm talking about Return of the Gentleman. I'll dress like the consummate gentleman, perhaps, if I may. But if you look, how many times have you gone out and you see two people on a first date and they look like they both just crawled out of bed, which was not where they started the date, by the way. And so when you dress to impress, what it is you don't have to wear a three-piece suit, not appropriate in a lot of situations, but wear what it is that, where it's like, thank you. There we go. Put a little time and effort into the, and when you get on the date and the lady's like, hey, you just pulled out of bed in your pajamas, you didn't put any effort in. You didn't put any time in. When you dress to impress, it's like, it's an honoring of you and it's an honoring of the person that you're with.
Be interested instead of interesting.
This is a big one. How many of us know somebody who's gone on a date and they sat across the table from somebody and all the person did was talk about themselves? Trying to prove how interesting they are. Being interested is where you actually spend the time to ask them questions about them. Actually get to know the person. And when you do, you have an authentic connection, no matter where that date goes, whether it ends in relationship or ends at night, you'll have an authentic connection with somebody by being interested in them and what's going on.
Asking the question, what would make me happy, you say is a good tip.
That's a really big one, because in this world that we live in where we keep looking for, oh, can I be like that person? Can I be like that person? When you ask what will make me happy, get real basic about it first. What kind of person would I like to be with? What would make me happy? Would I like somebody who likes the same activities I do? Somebody who's kind, somebody who's fun,
I misunderstood, because I thought you're supposed to ask your date, what would make me happy?
You ask yourself.
Really.
I think we have a new tool to add to the list.
Wow.
I think that may be the best one yet.
All right. For more information on how you can follow Dain, please log on to our website, KTLA.com. There's all of his social media. Always good to have you.
Thank you, Dain.
Thank you,
good
guys,
to see you
so much.